Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Hey everybody, it's Tim Van Orden, and I'm avoiding a workout right now. So I thought I would check in with you and talk about what's going on inside my head and how I'm going to work through this to get myself out the door and up that mountain right there, otherwise known as the 1,000 steps. All right, so I find that whenever I have a hard workout to do, which is usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then a race on the weekend, so 3 times a week I have to deal with this, there's a part of my brain that tells me, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. Why am I trying to compete as an elite runner? Why am I trying to get on the podium at a national championships? That's ridiculous. This is not fun. And when that part of my brain speaks up and comes up with a million things that I could be doing today instead of going up that mountain or instead of working on my book, I take a moment to step back and to process these thoughts and to get to the bottom of what's going on. Why am I running up a mountain hard today? Is that something that I'm really excited to do right now? Or is this part of a much larger goal that I set in the past? And is my current character, my current interest in life consistent with that goal that I set in the past? So I step back and I take a look. Is it really, truly a horrible experience when it's all said and done? No. Was it uncomfortable? Yeah. But when I finish, do I feel good or bad? Almost always good. It's pretty rare that I feel bad about having done the workout or having worked for several hours on my book. It's the prior to that's problematic. And yeah, there can be some challenge and discomfort in the act of, but when it's all said and done, I always feel better about having done it. So if I can step back and say, when this is done, you're going to feel good. You've just made a deposit in the bank. And this is a goal that I think is good. This is a goal that I think is positive. It's not a goal that's making my life worse. It's not a goal that is somehow tearing me down. It's a goal that is building me up, and that is still true today. The next thing I do is to ask myself, what am I doing here? Most people would ask that question thinking like, what am I doing here? Why is what they're really asking. They're not asking what, they're asking why. But if we actually look at the what am I doing here? Well, I'm starting my watch, I'm picking up a knee, I'm falling forward, I'm running, I'm being in the process, I'm making sure that I don't trip on the stone stairs as I climb the mountain. I'm keeping my heart rate high, I'm pushing myself, I'm working on form, I'm being mindful of the experience and not making up a story about it. I'm not linking the past pain to the present pain and then projecting that into the future pain and dealing with this massive lump of pain. Nope. What I'm doing is taking one step at a time. Being present, being mindful, being engaged, noticing what shows up, noticing what I'm thinking as I move through this discomfort. That's what I'm doing here. So the what am I doing here is not a why question. It's often phrased as a why question. But if you really take a look and break it down into the actual what, it's not so scary because each one of those steps is independent. They're not linked together in time. We imagine them linked together in time, but the reality is we're simply present to one moment, then we're present to another, then we're present to another. It's the story that we make up that links them all together. It's the narrative that becomes problematic. So now that we've looked at the why we're here, because we've got this future goal that we're excited to move towards, and we've looked at the what we have to do, breaking down the steps, this is what I'm expected to do in this particular workout. Now there's a third step that I think is much, much more important than the why and the what. I turn around and I look at the past and I see the guy that's been working his butt off since last August. I see that guy. I see all the work he put in. I see all the workouts he's done. I see all the races that he's engaged in. I see all the plans he's created. I see all the strength training that he's done. I see his dreams. I see his projections. And I see that the guy standing at the bottom of this workout right now has been created by that guy in the past. Now that guy in the past in August, he only dreamed about standing here. He only dreamed about being 5 days away from a US championship and potentially winning a medal. He dreamed about that. He didn't know if it was possible. But here I am, standing at the bottom of this trail with that workout to go. And the reason that I'm here is because that guy did the work. So I turn around and I look at him and I say, thank you. I'm here in the shape that I'm in right now because of what you did, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the hours you put in. I'm grateful for all the challenges that you overcame. I'm grateful that every time you stood and looked up at this mountain, you didn't walk away. You did the workout. And yeah, I'm scared right now of the pain that I've got to go through, and I'm scared of what's going to happen this weekend at the U.S. Championships, but I know that I can do this. And I know I can perform in that race because I'm looking back at a guy who didn't back down. I'm looking back at a guy who never gave up. I'm looking back at a guy, no matter how many injuries or illnesses or challenges he faced, kept getting back in the game. And when I look back, I realized that guy is me. And that guy that did it, he's standing here right now. In fact, he's standing here in better shape than he's ever been. So this guy is the future product of what that guy only dreamed of. So now when I face this mountain, I'm not facing it alone. I'm doing it with all of those Tims that dreamed of being here right now, dreamed of being in this kind of shape, dreamed of being able to fly up this mountain. And that makes a huge difference as I stand here, because I'm standing on a foundation of strength. I'm standing on a foundation of consistent work, consistent effort. But there's one more dimension to explore, because the guy that's now standing here on top of all that work, he's also looking forward to a future Tim. A future Tim that at some point is going to turn around at some future workout or some future race and say, Tim, thank you for the work you did on June 28th, 2016. Thank you for facing that mountain. Thank you for not backing down. Thank you for giving it everything you had, because I'm here standing on an even higher foundation of work that you put in. So Tim right here, June 28th, he's looking back and he's grateful for all those previous Tims that did the work. But he's also looking forward to a Tim 6 months from now, a year from now, who knows when. But a Tim that's going to be in a very different place because of the work that I put in. And he's going to turn around and he's going to thank the Tim of today, because the Tim of today didn't back down. So if you find yourself really struggling to get out the door, to get engaged, to do a workout, to eat a certain way, think about everything that you've done to get to where you are right now. If you're considering dietary change, if you're considering getting really powerfully engaged physically in an exercise program or racing, the fact that you're standing here having this conversation about the workout or about the diet means that you've already made some big changes. It means you've already done a whole lot of work. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here having this conversation. So turn around and be grateful and acknowledge that and say, the person that did that is this person right here. It's me. I did it then. I can do it now. And then look forward and yell up to the guy way off in the future and say, I'm doing it for you, man, because you is me. Do it for the future you, and be grateful for the past you as you do it. And then bring all those different yous together into one beautiful psychological cuddle fest and celebrate as you're out there. All right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at what's in the bank and recognize that I'm the guy that put it there. And then I'm going to hammer up that mountain, realizing that some future me is going to be really excited that I did. And that future me is me. Okay? I hope that helps. I'm off to run up a mountain. Love you guys. See ya. So here's what I've decided to do. Even though this week is really, really critical to me hitting that peak level of performance, it's only going to add about 1% to my fitness, at most 1%. So if I don't hit this week super hard, the effect is going to be pretty minimal. Yeah, when you're trying to compete in a national championship, 1% can make the difference between first and fifth. But pushing through this injury right now could mean that I don't get to race at all.